Am I the a-hole for calling my wife petty for not letting me back in the delivery room? So for 3 generations of our family, we have had somebody carry on my great-grandfather's name. However, despite my dad, uncle, and aunts having 3 boys and 2 girls between them all of us have either been suffering from fertility issues or have only had daughters. Don't get me wrong, my wife and I already have a daughter and I love her very much. However, given that the other relatives are either planning to adopt daughters from parents who could not raise them, committing to being child-free, or saying they are happy with the 3 girls they have, I felt a lot of pressure on me to be the one that has a son. So much pressure that when we found out my wife was carrying twins, we saw it as a blessing from a higher spirit. However, given our finances, I'm a firefighter and my wife is a CNA for a nursing home, the 1 child and done would have been better for us. We contemplated stopping, but my great-uncle, obsessed about how many kids people have, was like, well, Nelson Peltz had 10 kids. More kids make you find ways of making more money. And other relatives chiming in saying people with more kids make more money. We were so nervous about the gender that we did not want to know until birth. But that did not stop relatives from coming in with a bunch of old wives' tales saying based on my wife's symptoms the babies were the same gender for sure. So flash forward to the day of the birth. The first baby was born Sunday at 11:20 a.m. I hear the baby crying and then silence from the previously chatty relatives. Finally somebody, and I forget who, tells me it's a healthy girl and I should be proud. I was so upset because the relatives put in my mind that if the first one was a girl, the second one would be too. And I hate to say it, I was stressed over adding twins to the house. I made my excuses and walked out. I went out to the car, cried, and then drove to the nearby cafe to get a coffee to calm myself down. Before I got there I got a call from my mom saying I had a son. I turned around the car and sped back to the hospital. However, when I got to my wife's room a nurse came out and said in a rather smug tone, "Sir, your wife is asking that you not be admitted inside." I tried to tell her that I wanted to be with my wife but she just gave me a "you don't scare me" type eye roll. My wife banned me from her room for the next day and finally this morning she said I could come hold my twins. She pointedly made me acknowledge our daughter first, as if a baby understands English, and then let me have my son. I could not stand it anymore and told her that throwing a grouchy nurse on me and then what she did just then was petty and I could not believe her. She got mad, said she was naming our son the name I wanted, and then threw me out again. Am I the a-hole for going away to collect my emotions, and feeling I'm entitled to my kids?